It's not so much that politicians like to lie, although I'm quite sure that some of them do. It's that they are forced to lie. And in many cases, they are forced to lie by us. We have to come to terms with that. And I'm going to use what happened in Germany as an example of how this lying works. I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. So this is a map of Germany, and these blue areas are where the new party, relatively new party, Alternative für Deutschland, has won seats, 20% of them. Now, AfD is universally vilified as far right, but even so, it's made, as you can see, huge political gains in the German parliament, the Bundestag. And I don't suppose it's escaped the attention of any political analyst that the parts of Germany that voted the most for the AfD are in the east, actually, in the parts of Germany that had been rescued from communism, because there's nothing like suffering under communism to equip all members of the electorate with their own personal bullshit detectors. So while the EU indoctrinated voters in the West believed Friedrich Merz's promise of a bright new future and voted for him, the more cynical East did their best to boot out the legacy parties and go for the new one that they believed might actually keep its word. And it's the same here in the UK. The people who voted for the Labour Party were the ones who believed our dear leader's assurance that he was offering them candy floss and rainbows. What I find difficult to come to terms with is that anyone believes anything said by that iniquitous pack of double-crossing, shifty liars. So let's play some videos, should we? Take it away, Herr Merz. This first one is a speech he made before the election. And because he's talking in German and some people aren't in a position to read the subtitles, my apologies to any German watchers, I'm going to be talking over him.
Ich werde im Fall meiner Wahl zum Bundeskanzler der
If I am elected Chancellor
Bundesrepublik Deutschland
of the Federal Republic of
am ersten
Germany
Tag meiner
on the first day of my term
Amtszeit
of office,
das Bundes
I will instruct the Federal Ministry
Innenministerium
of the
im Wege
Interior
der
by way of the Federal Chancellor's
Richtlinienkompetenz
authority. So that's sort of like in America, like an executive order. Hang on, let's just go back there again. By way of the Federal Chancellor's authority to issue directives to permanently control Germany's national borders with all our neighbours.
Und ausnahmslos alle Versuche
And to reject all attempts
der illegalen Einreise
at illegal
zurückzuweisen.
entry without exception. That was before the election. Just a minute, he was wearing a nice brown suit with a brown tie, matching brown, with a little pattern on it. And obviously, changing his suit had an effect on his political opinions. Here he is wearing a more conservative, I'd say, blue suit with a matching blue tie with a little pattern on it. And this is what he says.
Ich will auch noch mal einmal sehr deutlich sagen,
I also want to make it very clear,
niemand
once again, none of us
von uns spricht über
are talking about
Grenzschließungen.
closing borders. No one. Although this was claimed at times during the election campaign, none of us want to close the borders. Now, he absolutely can't close the borders. Whatever he said before the election was a complete lie, which the voters should have realised was a lie, but liked the idea, so they voted for him anyway. They were voting for a dream. He's bound by the Geneva Convention on Human Rights and by the Common European Asylum System, and he can't change that without leaving both. Since Germany is a founder member of the EU, replacing all those idealistic EU laws with something realistic have about as much chance of happening as a proposal to stop people eating meat and eating insects instead. Oh, wait. Now, moving swiftly on, faced with the choice of threatening the entire EU structure where smartly dressed people in rimless glasses and blue suits pad down well-lit corridors of power, as against having the masses out in the streets murdered by resentful fanatics from cultures that think Christmas markets are a place for some fast driving, Merz and his colleagues will choose the EU every time. The problem with politicians now is not so much that they are liars, that they are stuck in a box from which they can see no exit. And just to illustrate my point, I'm going to show you something from history. Now, where am I? Ah, this one.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
1988, ladies and gentlemen, and of course there were more taxes because the government couldn't sustain itself without them. And from our own dear leader, let's have this.
We're not going to be raising tax on working people, so that means no increase in income tax, in national insurance and in VAT. None of our plans require tax rises over and above the ones we've set out. None of our plans require a tax rise.
Will it go up or when to go up, Sir Keir?
None of our plans require a tax rise. No.
And, you know, as much as he would like to reduce taxes, I believe he would, if only simply to get re-elected. The way our government is structured now, it's just not possible. The new American way, the Trump way, the Musk way, seems to me to offer the only chance of escape from this cycle, but we'll have to see if it really does work. We don't know yet. It sounds good and it seems to be working well now, and I have hopes. But yeah, I'm holding fire on that for the moment. Meanwhile, over here, we have a bunch of politicians stuck in the same old, and they are just going to talk, but they're not going to get any more done than W managed after 1988. What they are going to do is lie about it. Lie all the time. And they'll keep on doing that until we demand from our political parties that they start facing the truth, like the East Germans have just done. It's sort of ironic, isn't it, that we might be looking to East Germany for reality. Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.